morning, everybody. Happy new week. I hope you're doing amazing. I am here in the chair next to my newly hot off the press published author, Tanith. Hi, Tanith. How are you?
Hello, how you going? I'm doing well.
Excellent. Beautiful. Well, you have just released your book. Show us your book, the real thing, in the screen. It's called Akashic Dreaming, you guys, and it's a little bit different to most books that we do. I think it's amazing. I've had a look at it all internally. So what I'll do, I'll give the official introduction as to who you are. And what I'll do, guys, for you, just on the screen, I will share the cover while I'm doing the introduction so that you can see it a little bit up closer. And let me tell you who Tanith is. Tanith Keller is the author of the newly published book, Akashic Dreaming. After years of research into the fields of psychology and philosophy, Tanith has grown to understand and incorporate the Akasha Records into her life and those around her. Akasha means soul's purpose, past and future ambition, and how we can express our beings through loving practices and the ability to help others with a deeper understanding of the meaning of life. Soul work allows us to delve into the mysteries of living and how we can learn and grow through introspection and inner personal work. Incorporating both spiritual and scientific way of living, we can become aware of our potentials, life around us, and assisting others with soul life purpose. Awesome. Now I'm curious. I love that. I love that. So tell me a little bit about what is Akashic Dreaming and how long have you been wanting to write this book? How did it all come up?
Well, I think I was just doing some designs and then I just thought, hey, a colouring book would be a great idea and hopefully inspire people to get some creativity, going about them. So, yeah, and so Akasha it's a deeper meaning of life, what we live and how we live life, and looking into soul's purpose of why we were here. And I sort of feel like I need to share, my insights, thoughts, and my colouring book, all my pictures, to show how we can grow and develop through the Akashic Records.
Wow, I love that. So how long had you had the idea of doing this? So how long have you been practicing, like, using the Akasha Records?
I think I first started researching it when I'd just come out of high school. I was just going through a lot in my life and realised, doing inner work and going inside and looking at, hey, what part of me is not resonating? How can I link up to the universal way and learn how to live in more peace and love?
Yeah, beautiful. So really, quite a while you've been kind of looking at it, and for your soul's purpose and all that sort of stuff. And
Yeah.
is it you that came up with the colouring in pages? Are they your designs?
Yeah, they're all my designs, and then I've had a couple of editors. One's a young man, Zach, and he's helped me just redefine the images. So they're all my drawings, and so no AI has been used in it. It's all been at the work of hands of people using programs, or me drawing from pen to paper.
Love it. Yeah, beautiful. So tell me a little bit more, if someone wanted to, like, use the Akasha Records, where do you start, and like what is, like, is there a process?
Well, you can always read. We should always read about it, but I suppose it's about just aligning, and for a lot up in dreams, the vibration around you, connecting to the universe. But I mean, don't get me wrong, we all have our times where we get angry and we get upset and we get frustrated. That's just normal, that's human, but it's trying to resonate on just a bit of a different wavelength.
Yeah. And is the colouring in, I guess the process of colouring in is meant to get you into that state?
Yeah. So, I mean, you can get quite meditative when you draw and colour. And I find like I would like my book, to be used in places where there is maybe some suffering, so such as resi units or refuges or psychiatric hospitals, for those that really just need to distract themselves during their healing process.
I love that. Actually, during COVID, when we were locked up for so long, I did
Would be
activities such as that.
perfect.
Right? We had to distract ourselves. Like,
Yep.
I did some drawing, like with like coloring in with my children. And another thing that I used to do is do the diamond painting, like the
Yes,
little.
the diamond art. Yep.
I did so many of those. Actually, my Gold Coast house is filled with framed diamond paintings. But it is a lot of what I found, and this is what, correct me if I'm right or wrong, but I had so many amazing ideas come to me while I was doing. I wasn't even actively thinking on it. I would just, like, something would fly off from left center, and I'll go, oh, that's a great. Actually, that's when I actually decided I would buy a house on the Gold Coast, because there was a particular strategy that I could execute in order how to have it.
That's it.
And then I rang up. Yeah, right.
Yeah, following with the flow, going through the process and trying not to let anything really affect you along the way. But we all know life happens, and yeah, but it's all about looking for those signs, look for the signs and symbols around you and let them lead you and guide you. But yeah,
And I think it's about removing resistance, isn't it?
yeah, trying to become resilient, I suppose. You know, in the face of adversity, standing up and just speaking your mind and being a truth teller, speak your truth. Yeah. The the drawings I've been doing on over years and years, and they've all just come now and collaborated into my book. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. How long did it take you to come up and do everything for it?
20 years. No. Probably about a year. It's taken me a year to go from start to finish. So yeah, about a year's process. And that gave me enough time to really sort of, work out which direction I want to go and what I want from the book.
Yeah, I love that. And tell me, tell me what direction, what is the next steps? What, now that you've got it in your hand, where do you hope to see it go, and who is ideal to use it?
Well, like I said, yeah, it could get into the hospitals and things for people who, need to pass the time while they're healing. That would be ideally what I'd like, but anyone who just wants to colour and be expressive, just, have some fun with it, have some fun.
I love that. And so, so anyone who, and you said sometimes people who've been through trauma, or they're going through a hard time, and they need kind of some distraction, but to feel creative and all that sort of stuff. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. It's good. It's good. Like colouring is very good for healing. So if you're going through things, get some pens out, pencils out, textures out, whatever, Sharpies, just colour away and see where your mind drifts to. Might help you do some introspection.
Maybe journaling afterwards would be a good recommended
Yeah,
exercise.
journaling. Oh yeah, I've done plenty of that in my time.
Yeah. What is the best bit? What is the best tools to color in with? Because I know with my kids, they've got crayons, they've got what are they? The
Sharpies, textures, yeah.
there's also the wooden pencils and stuff like that. And I always go, well, which
Oil
ones are?
pastels, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, look, you
What
can
do you
use
think
pretty much pencils, textures.
Yeah.
They're all on their individual page, so you don't have to worry about going into the next one on the next page. Just use whatever medium you feel like you would like to. I mean, you'd paint it, I suppose, if you really wanted to.
Yeah, you could, couldn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. I always worry it's going to bleed through the page and and read it and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, no, that's awesome. So how was the process of going through it? Like, obviously this is slightly a different book. It's not like there's like thousands of words.
Yeah.
It's very much a creative process. So talk to me a little bit about that and the publishing journey.
Well, I think it's you won't find support everywhere, but you guys have definitely been very supportive. I've got some close family and friends that have been very supportive, and the youth, the young people, have really been the ones that have inspired me to do this. And the book is dedicated to my daughter Juliet, but the
Oh,
young people teach me a lot.
yes. How old is Julia?
She's 23.
Oh, wow. You don't look old enough to have a 23-year-old. I love it. And does she use the practices? Have you been teaching
Yes,
her
yes,
all her life?
she's got all her colouring books, and she's actually looking forward to getting a copy of mine once I do my bulk print.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. And if you guys want to get a copy of the book, it is on Amazon. So you can just get a copy and get it posted out and distributed out from there. You just look up the title, Akashic Dreaming, and you'll be able to get yourself one there. So, is there going to be more books? Is there? Are you thinking of creating more? Or
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely. When the time comes, I think I've got another one in me. Yeah, for sure.
yeah, yeah. And how was it when you first opened it up? Did it feel
Oh, it's exciting. It's very exciting. Yeah, you're like, wow, book in hand. Yep, that's great.
after all of that, like back and forward, and but at the end, we're very proud of the process, you've been through. Tell me on a personal level, like, how has it been? I often say that writing your first book is not about the book, it's about the person you become at the other end of it.
Yeah.
What is it that you like? How did you feel at the beginning? And then how do you feel like once you've now held it in hand?
Oh, it's definitely a confidence builder. It's a bit scary. You're like, oh, is anyone going to read it or want it or want to buy it? I suppose it's just knowing at the end of the day, it's an accomplishment that you've put your heart and soul into,
Yeah.
and just try for your best.
And most people will never do. They'll talk about it, but they
Yeah.
won't do it. But you have got the physical manifestation of it coming through. And was there a particular process of how you went about like putting it together? Like, did you spend a few hours every week, or what was your?
Oh, yeah, I'd do a drawing. I'd probably do a drawing one every 2 or 3 days, and then I would send it off to my young editor Zach, who's in the book,
Yeah,
um, and he would then define the lines, make them strong, and
yeah,
then to make them look like we want it to look like a good coloring book, but not AI. We don't want to look like it's made by AI. Like it's made by a person. You'll be
but
able to tell it's made by people.
yeah. And I know I've seen it, so it truly does look, like it has more heart and soul into it, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. Yep, that was the goal.
And today, if you are stepping out of your comfort zone again, being on this interview, it's not
It
sometimes
is a bit scary, yes.
if you've never done it before, but as I said to you, you just say yes, and it'll keep, everything will unfold. You'll never get the opportunity that you're not ready for.
Yeah.
And I have to just say that I'm super proud of what you have achieved and that you stuck it out, and this will give you that confidence boost of, doing the next project or whatever it is. It doesn't have to mean writing a book, So what would be a piece of advice you would give people who are thinking about writing a book and or creating something like this? Now,
Just do it. I mean, you may have to sacrifice things, but in the end, it's worth it. Like, we all have to, delegate and prioritize what we want to do in life. And, if you really want to do a book, you will do it. You will do it.
yeah, yeah. What was your big why? Like, what was kind of what do you think? Because I know I always try to figure out the difference between the ones that truly say yes to themselves and follow through and the ones that really give into that fear. And I often say, if your why is not big enough, you're always going to find an excuse, not the right time, I don't have the money, like I'm not good enough, blah, 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 blah. What was your big why that was kind of driving you, do you think? If you can put your finger on it.
Yeah, I know that is. I have to think deeply. I think it's just to get my vision out there and to support and help those in need. I think that's ultimately what my goal was to do something creative for my soul that was to help and assist others into growing within their soul purpose.
Yeah, beautiful. And if someone wants to find out a bit more about Akasha Records and Akashic Dreaming, as you say, you know, where would we go?
Oh, look on Amazon's got plenty of books on, you know, Akasha and the Akasha Records. Yeah, like you can find like YouTube videos. Look, it's all over the net now. It's really, really coming out there. People are really learning more and more. Yeah, I think we are, in a way, we live in a great time, but it's also a very hard world.
Yeah, yeah. And is it interlinked with when we say records, you know, is it interlinked with something with any date of birth, some numbers or anything like that, or is it just a particular process?
It's more the process. It's what's involved in doing it. Like, it's very hard to explain unless you've actually gone through it yourself to understand the process. It's all self-discovery to being able to understand, actually, you know, maybe there is something else than just, you know, life the way it is, you know, maybe there is something deeper to it all and we just need to realize it.
Yeah, yeah. So basically advice is go do a little bit of research and tap into, you know, if you're looking for answers that are not kind of logically right in front of you, or you know, you want to go deeper. I always believe there is energy out there, as well as, you know,
You've got a lot of energy. I reckon you're connected to it.
a lot of people say that, you know, I'm a natural born manifester. I really do trust.
And that's a key part of it too. Yeah.
I know what you mean, and I know sometimes people might think, oh, this is fluffy or too
airy fairy, yeah.
Woo-woo. But I always call my parking fairies to find me a parking spot, and it's always there. Like literally, like, you know. But if you go in belief, I think the other thing around all of this is you need to go in with a belief that it is going to happen, because if there isn't doubt, I think somewhere deep, like for example,
it's
my husband.
Normal to have doubts, yeah.
You know, my husband Stuart, he doesn't believe in the parking fairies. He's got this kind of his skepticism. So whenever we're in the car, I go, come on, kids. And the kids are parking fairies, parking fairies. We all chant, you know, but he's like, and if we don't find a spot, I said, yeah, it's because of your negative energy. You don't believe it. I love it.
I know, really. Like, I mean, everything we do and say all adds up in the end. And, you know, energy is real, and we are all energy. So,
yeah. And also, like, you know, if you have great energy, isn't it true that more great and awesome things manifest into your life? But if you're feeling a little bit down or sad or tired or whatever it is, you know, just like, you know, one thing after the other, that's not like really what you don't want things to go, and they usually come in threes.
Oh no! Oh, look, we can't handle things. Look, bad things happen in life. I think they just do, and that's part of being a human, and we have free will. So
yeah, exactly right. And I think what you're saying and what I'm picking up from this conversation is that if we are having those negative feelings and we're not feeling so good, and as you said, people in hospitals or whatever, if we spend some time, meditative time, coloring in or doing some other activities, that can shift the vibe, I guess.
Well, even if you can't reach it all the time, I mean, when you're in depression, it can take a long, long time to get out of it. But just all you need are those little glimmers of hope along the way. And, you know, sometimes it can take years and years and years. But I mean, I don't want to go into depression too much. It's more the book is that tool to help for mental health. It's for your mental health. So,
I agree. And to change your vibration, because I think everything like love and joy vibrate at a different level.
Yeah.
Frequency to what sadness, grief, depression.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Like they know water molecules, they change, you know, depending on
the word, right?
Yeah. I mean, see, it's there. The evidence is there. It's under our nose. So
yeah. And I think if we can feel some sense of control, how do we, I often, like, I'm also, I might seem like a bubbly and happy person. I still have my moments throughout a year where I'll feel like really low, I can't be bothered, or like, I just want to run away somewhere.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah,
then it's like, and then I go, well, what are my tools that I need to pick out of my, everything I've learned, that maybe I can change this state and change this vibe or vibration that I'm in.
yep,
So
yep.
I love that. Julie says the parking fairies are real, and they come when we need them. She's been in a car with me a few times when we're,
Yeah.
like, my whole team, because we usually travel once a year to the Gold Coast house, and we're often in the one car going looking for parking spots. We all start to chant for them, and we always get the dream spots and stuff like that. I love it. Well, Tanith, I think you should be super proud of yourself. I think you're doing a wonderful thing. Mental health
Thank
is
you.
the one is very at the forefront of everything that's going on in the world. Our younger generation, especially, with so much more like anxiety and things out there that are.
Oh, yeah, the young ones. So we live in a very different world where the young ones, like, I mean, we know wages haven't increased yet. The cost of living is just,
Skyrocketing.
I mean, the young ones are going to find it the hardest of all, I think. So,
Yeah, yeah. And if they can have some tools to be able to, manage
yep.
their mental health, and this is what, that's why probably your big why was doing it for your daughter, who.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, she's been a great inspiration. She's gotten through a lot as a young person herself. So,
yeah.
yeah, I see it in the young people, I'm surrounded by them. So I
Mm.
see the struggles all the time. So,
Absolutely. I mean, my kids seem okay, but my daughter often comes home and tells us about someone who's attempted suicide at the school, or someone that's done
mm,
X, Y, and Z, and how people are talking, taking mental health days off school.
yep.
Even at year 7. So,
Oh, the kids are stressed at 12 or 10, even younger now. So,
yeah, exactly right. And so, thank you for bringing this out into the world, and I wish you every success with it.
thank you, Nat.
Go to amazon.com.au, grab yourself a copy. Non-AI, like, it's all created from Tanith and her editors, work in creating these beautiful pictures, and go and manifest some dream that you have been, chasing, and you just don't know the answers yet, how to get it. I think I'm a very big believer in meditative activities, bring up those wonderful ideas on how we can move forward in life. So have an awesome day, everybody. Thank you, Tanith, for being here with
Thank
us.
you so
Well done. You smashed out your first interview.
much.
And I'll see you guys next week. We're going to have Libby Andrew. She has written a book about the female rugby union, Wallaroos, and it's their 30th anniversary. So we're going to talk about that particular topic. So have a great day and go out there and smash it out. Bye, guys.